Hey everybody, welcome to Hilltop Machine Works. Well, we finally have some dry weather and it's quit raining, so I figured it'd be a good time to deviate from what I had planned on doing today and go ahead and get the surface grinder back on its dust collector cabinet. So just got her lifted off the table and then I cleaned up underneath it, and now I just got her sit down. So it is coming together, folks. This is exciting. So let me bolt her together, and now I can put the bottom part of the cabinet together, you know, the screens and the cloth filters and whatnot. Put the door on it and the bottom will be wrapped up and we can start assembling the top part. Well, hey guys, back on the Boyar Schultz surface grinder restoration and refurbish. So got the bronze nut that runs on the lead screw that basically moves the y-axis, and it's time to fix this baby up. A couple comments I appreciate from you guys about how to attack this. You know, some people recommended just using it as is, since it works fairly well on the 60-degree thread versus the buttress thread that it was kind of running on. But since we already got this thing torn down, let's go ahead and do it. Going to just go ahead and hit this thing with one shot. I'm going to hit it with a 13/16 drill bit. We're going to, a 51/64 drill bit, and then we're going to ream it to 13/16. That way the bore is nice and smooth and true. And then we've got this piece of bronze, and we'll make a plug, and then we'll bore it out and tap it 3/4 10 left-handed. So before I get started, I figured we'd just talk about there's several opinions out there about you know, drilling and boring soft materials like bronze and brass. I like to basically hit it in one shot. Nice sharp drill bit. You know, don't step drill it, just, you know, drill it to the diameter that you need. If I did a lot of soft material drilling and boring, then a lot of people recommend having a different set of drill bits just for that. And then the geometry on the drill bit is modified so the drill bit's not as grabby. So there's two kind of ideas of thinking there. And also reference running lube. I like doing it dry because if you do run a lube, being that these chips are so small that it becomes kind of like a slurry and a sludge because it doesn't evacuate, versus like, you know, big chips would. So I'm gonna run it dry. So anyways, quit talking, Tom, and let's get to it. What do you say? Usually what you want to do is run this as fast as the drill will cut. Don't give it a chance to grab. Alright, we're through. And she still grabbed just a little bit, didn't she? Alrighty. Alright guys, got the reamer in there. Actually, the drill bit didn't grab. I just ran the quill of the tailstock out too far, so when I went to pull it, she popped right out. So got her back in, and got to adjust my travel since this thing is about how should I tell you, And yeah, she's like 3 inches. Her tailstock only travels 4, and I already had an inch sticking out. So that explains that. So we're going to have to get her as close as we can. I slowed her down just a little bit. So I'm probably going to have to move my tailstock here. Alright, back at it. Alright, we're through. Sweet. I'm going to grab a gauge pen and verify the diameter of this bore here. Okie, let's see what we got here. This is 812. Alrighty, this is 813. Almost wants to go in. There's no burr on there, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean that edge up anyways. So 813. Nope. This is 812, and she just goes in. So, all right, sweet. 1 inch piece of bronze is chucked up. So now let's turn her down to the diameter we need. Face it off first. Get rid of that saw cut. Yeah, not enough. Got this little wrench for my carriage lock, and it's cheap import. I got to replace it with something quality here. It's a pain in the butt. Alright, that'll work. And we'll do about 25, see how she likes it. Actually, hang on, let me change my speed here. 1 second, guys. Alright, let's see how this feed works. And ain't breaking shit very good. .25 thou depth of cut, 50 total. This is a real fine point insert, so it doesn't have much of a chip breaker on it, I don't believe. Well, the feed rate wasn't ideal because the chips weren't breaking, but man, it sure did leave a really nice finish. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera or not, but she is a bit warm. So I'm just going to whittle her down. Getting closer. Sped the lathe up a little more, and then this is only a 15 thou depth of cut for a total of 30. We're sneaking up on it, and that'll leave us about 15 thou left. So thought I'd give you a little more turning action. Alrighty, she's cooled off after that last pass. Let's see where we're at. 8:18. 8:18. That's good. I was worried about maybe a taper, but we're still pretty thick in diameter, so alrighty. Need to take off 5 thou. I need to get to 8:13. So let me get this last pass done. Okay, just finished that pass. And let's see how we did. $8.14. $8.14.8. A little bit of a taper. 8.14.1. Alrighty. Just need to take a smidgen more off over there. I'm gonna probably try filing it. I don't know. I may just do that or run a skim pass real quick. Hang on, guys. Alrighty, I just been taking some, let's see, 180 grit, 1-inchers, and I've been sanding her down. There was a slight taper, it's a tad bit thicker here than it was down here, but we're now about where I want her to be. So we're at 8.129, and so like 8.13. That's 2 and 8.130 there. So just a couple tenths as you get down here, which should be good. So let me go ahead and part her off, and we'll get this thing pressed in her new home. Alright, let's try this again. As soon as I was trying to get ready to get parting, GoPro camera battery wants to die, so that's not good. Alright, let me zero that. And need 2 inches and 684. And I'll take it just a tad bit, so let's do 2,694. So I'll give you 10 thou for facing. Two, 6. There you go. Let's lock her down. Brought the speed down a little bit, so let's see how we do. I might have to slow her down a little more, I may not. Yeah, alrighty. How about, I don't know if A1's going to be fast enough. fast enough. It's always a game. Let's see, how about B2? Let's see if that's it. I keep the feed rate, she'll be staying happy here. Oh, come on. This carbide tip is dull or not. Doesn't want to dig. Wants to mold on there, doesn't it? I guess we can try some lube, but usually she'll cut without it. Get these things to evacuate. Come on. Probably could speed it up a little bit, but now we're almost there. Yeah. Just a little bit of nub. There she is. All righty. Let's turn around, face her, and we'll be done over here, and we'll get her to the press. So, hang on, guys. All right, I got it turned around. Let's get this nub and this face cleaned up. Got 10th out to take off. All right. Facer there. Just gonna hand feed it in. Alright. Chamfer the edge. Looks like we are done. All right. So now let's get this thing pressed in. I just got about a thou press fit. I didn't want a super tight fit. We're going to green Loctite it anyways. Since we have, 2 and almost 3/4 inches of travel, try to squeeze this thing in. That's a lot. So this is what we're doing. I might be able to do it on the arbor press. We can try. If that doesn't work, then we'll put it on the big press. So let me move you guys around. Okay, got you guys set up over here at the arbor press. Just clean both parts real good. So now let me get some mean green in her. So she don't go anywhere. I'm just coating the walls real good, spreading it around. So. pretty good. Trying to leak out on me a little bit. Let's hope there's enough meat here. I can send this thing home. Oh, all right, there you go. Just got a smidgen more to go, and I've got all the green goo going everywhere. Let's see here. Got looks like about 1/4 of an inch still to get her in here. All right. So let me get this. There you go. That modification you do on it so you can adjust the handle to get her where you need her. Come on, baby. She just won't go. Looks like I'm gonna have to take her over to the big press. We're almost in. If you guys can see that, I've got her all the way except for that little bit right there. So let me go over to the 20-ton. Alright, I didn't bother filming it. I just put it in the 20-ton press and sent her home. So as you can see, she is good to go. It is 7 o'clock, so this worked out perfect. Time to go in and cook some supper, and we'll let this thing sit overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow and we'll drill a hole, and we'll originally thought about single pointing it, but I scored a 3/4 10 left-handed tap off of eBay at a good price. I mentioned this, I think, in one of my mail calls recently, because I didn't have any 3/4 10 left-hand stuff. I got 3/4 16, but not 10, so I went ahead and picked up a new tap. So we'll just do it the easy way and run a tap through this thing. So, all right, guys, I hope you're enjoying it. Getting closer to getting this Boyar Schultz back together. Well, time to drill the hole. So figured you'd like this little spiral, that fluid action here. Getting the chips out nicely. After this, going to drill it to 21 32nds, because that is the drill tapping size for a 3/4 10. So I was able to basically step drill this out. I tried to just run that 21 32nds down, and it got about 3/4 of an inch in, and it grabbed real hard. So I step drilled it up to about 5/8, and now I'm just going to do a final bore with the boring bar. So figured I'd show you guys a little bit of that. Got the bar extended pretty far out because I've got to go almost 3 inches, and because of the size of the hole, all I can use is a 3/8 boring bar. But we're only taking like 1/10 of a cut right now, so shouldn't be too much deflection. This should be the last pass, taking about 12.5 thou for a total of 25. Okay guys, finally got the hole drilled, and here she is. So happy that I got it done. A little discouraged why it wouldn't cooperate. As you can see, I don't know the lines here. It actually grabbed the drill bit so hard that it spun in the chuck, and so I'm kind of ticked off about that. You know, it's not going to hurt anything. It's just discouraging. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, if you know, something's going to happen, this is probably the least amount of damage that can be done. I mean, I guess it could have, you know, broke the drill bit, or, you know, locked the lathe up, and then you're worrying about, you know, what's the weakest link there. So you know, I went back and double checked some stuff, and I figured out why I was having such a problem. So hopefully you guys can see this on camera. I'm gonna try to get in there. So your typical, you know, 118 degree point drill bit. So, you know, you got this is 59.5, and then your relief here is usually about 12 degrees. And as you can see, we're good. It comes down here, but on this side, if you look, they are almost even. So if I put a scale up here, you can see that basically they're the same height. So this quality import drill bit, they didn't have enough relief, so that's probably why she was grabbing. So that explains it. You can see she's digging hard right there. Hopefully it's showing good in the light. So that solves that mystery. So I guess even though this was a new drill bit, never been used, that's what was going on, and that's why I had to resort to boring the hole. So I think what I want to do is, for fun, I want to tap this over at the bench vise, and that way I can use my new, or new to me, Greenfield number 8 tap wrench that I picked up back in May at the flea market up in the mountains of Virginia. So let's get the camera moved around in the lighting, and we'll tap this thing. Alright guys, hopefully you can see me pretty good. So, don't know what I'm talking about. This is a nice Greenfield number 8 tap wrench I scored. Hadn't had a chance to use it yet, so we are going to give it a whirl. Got a couple of V-blocks in here, so hopefully it'll hold this thing pretty good. And I don't know, for a fighting chance, we're going to try some anchor lube. Thank you, Stan, over there at Bar Z. Ooh, yep. Sweet. And she's a little runny there. I hadn't used it in a while. Let's see how she works. And remember, we gotta go left-handed, so hopefully I got enough room over here. Of course, you guys are a little bit in the way, but see if I can do this without make sure she goes down straight. Move my parts washer out of the way. Just don't want it to grab. Make sure I break these chips. Good thing is, since this is a through hole, that can fall out the bottom. That was another reason I wanted to do it like this instead of on the lathe, because then this thing would have been horizontal and the chips would stay inside that bore in the flutes of the tap. So, all right, well, you guys get the drift. I will bring you guys back after I get her through. Well, it took a while, but as you can see, we are finally through. I had to bring her up several times, clean the chips out, and then also I went to some cutting oil. It seemed to want to drip and take the chips out a lot better than the anchor lube. Anchor lube worked fine for cutting, but it just wanted to pack the chips inside the flutes. So let's go ahead and bring this baby up. Nothing like a little shoulder and arm workout. But it was fun to use this big number 8. That's what I bought it for. And about 3/4 is about the smallest tap that'll fit in this thing. It wouldn't take anything smaller. You'd have to use a number 7. Can't really spin her. Oh, it's got long arms. Almost to the top here. Give it some support since it's so heavy. So I'll chew up thread. Ah! Loosened up on me. That ain't good. All right, let me get this thing out and I'll show you guys what the threads look like. Alrighty, so here's the lead screw that we made in the previous video. So I cleaned this out with first some compressed air and then also some brake clean. Make sure there's no chips in there. Get over here in the light so you can see. A little bit snug right there. All right. Let me play with this a little bit. For some reason there must be some more boogers in there. I'll bring you guys back. So I had to run the tap through it one more time, clean it out just a smidgen. But and using this threaded rod, there may be a couple boogers on the thread. But now she goes in pretty good. Got a little bit of lube on her, as you can see. And we're almost through. Won't be any backlash, that's for sure. So what a Earl. But there she is in all her glory. So I'll run it up and down a couple more times, get stuff so it's running nice. Because right now I said she's kind of tight. Should work fine with a hand wheel, but obviously no slop, no backlash, that is good. So this project is wrapped up, so now we can move on to cutting the spur gear. So get cleaned up there and move the camera around. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little lathe turning project for the lead screw nut. And I want to say, hey, thanks to all my new subscribers. I appreciate you finding the channel and hitting that subscribe button, and leave comments. I love talking to you guys, and stay tuned. We'll get to cutting the spur gear. See ya.